My name is Johannes Breidenbach. I'm head of department of the Norwegian National Forest Inventory, and I'm coordinator of the PathFinder project. The problem is that Europe doesn't have a consistent national forest inventory. If you see Europe as a national state, right, there is no consistent forest information collection system for Europe. There are a lot of very good national systems. They're called the National Forest Inventories, and we are working on creating a consistent system that brings together the national systems and some other existing international systems to make a consistent forest information. So from our perspective, there should be three main components. So the one is field information. That means we need to collect field data, measuring data in the forest, the trees themselves, and that's what one of the project part does. It's called the Advanced Forest Measurements. So there we actually go out into the forest, measure trees, and do that with advanced systems as well. This is just an example. There are also many other systems we are going to use. In this way, we gather information from the ground truth, or also called in situ data in some cases. So this is the first part. So then there is the need to get from, because you can't measure every tree, right? You somehow need to get into the area. So therefore, we connect this field information that we collect at certain places, at sample plots around Europe. We connect that with remotely sensed data, satellite data, for example. So there's a very good system in Europe called Copernicus, and they have satellites called Sentinel, and those Sentinel data we are using to connect to these field data. Through this connection, we can actually do maps. These maps, again, are combined with field information to create estimates. We are combining these things together to create reliable estimates. So these are the first two parts, and they feed into the third part, which is the forecasting part. So in this case, in the forecasting, we need to know, well, how will the forest likely develop in the future? Because our policies that we create will create different future forests, right? So if we decide to protect more forest, we will get something else than if we decide to, for example, do more timber harvesting or do more carbon sequestration. So therefore, this third part does scenarios. We have 2 more years in our project. We're just getting the first results out now, or they have just recently been published. There have been published high-resolution maps. More of those maps will be published soon in early next year, which is 2025. And so there we're gonna expect that these maps will then be combined with our field information to create actual estimates and reliable information for policymakers to make decisions. Also, these maps are going to be used to create future forest scenarios. These this information will together be then used in the further parts of the project.